Cristiano Ronaldo was requested to FaceTime Alexander Isak before transfer decision. Liverpool agreed a British transfer record fee of $125 million with Newcastle for Alexander Isak, but the Swede has long been on the radar of top clubs, as Cristiano Ronaldo found out in 2017. Liverpool's new signing Alexander Isak once turned down a personal plea from Cristiano Ronaldo to join Real Madrid. The Reds finally secured the striker on transfer deadline day this week, agreeing to a record-breaking £125 million fee with Newcastle. Isak had effectively gone on strike to push through the move, his determination to play for Liverpool proving key in his decision to take the next step in his career, following weeks of tension and standoffs with the Magpies. But the 25-year-old has always been one to buck the trend and fight for what he believes is right for his career. As a young talent playing for Swedish club AIK, he caught the eye of Europe's top sides. According to reports, Liverpool first showed interest when he was just 16. But Real Madrid, known for their knack of snapping up the world's best young talents, thought they had him in the bag after agreeing on personal terms. Keen to secure his services as soon as possible, Real even enlisted the help of legendary forward Ronaldo, then still at the Santiago Bernabeu, to try and persuade a young Isak via FaceTime to join Los Blancos, as per The Athletic. But in a dramatic twist that would define his career trajectory, Isak pulled off a last-gasp change of heart, choosing to join Dortmund instead. Dortmund's stellar reputation for nurturing young talent proved the decisive factor in persuading the Swedish striker, who made his choice at the 11th hour. Everyone knows that Borussia is a good club to develop at as a young player because so many of them are in the first team. Isak told 442 at the time, "I want to play here and I am waiting for my chance, and I'll take it when it comes." The shocking rejection left Real Madrid reeling whilst demonstrating Isak's early determination to forge his own path, regardless of who he might upset in the process. Upon his arrival at the Westfalenstadion, however, friction emerged with boss Thomas Tuchel, who professed to know nothing about the transfer, forcing Dortmund's hierarchy to issue a public apology. Despite expecting a straightforward route into the starting 11, Isak found opportunities limited due to Dortmund's wealth of attacking talent. He managed just 12 outings across 2 campaigns with the German powerhouse, netting once. Following a loan stint at Willem II in the Netherlands, where he rediscovered his goal-scoring touch, Isak pursued a permanent departure from Dortmund in 20. He was offloaded to Real Sociedad for a relatively modest £7.5 million, though with a significant catch, a £26 million buyback clause that handed the Bundesliga club first dibs should Isak flourish in La Liga. He did precisely that, blossoming into one of Europe's most thrilling attackers with his sublime touch and killer instinct in the penalty area. Recognizing his potential, Dortmund attempted to bring the player back, but Isak turned them down. Sociedad removed his buyback clause by handing them an extra $5 million. He proceeded to net 44 goals in 132 outings for the Basque outfit, assisting the club in claiming a rare piece of silverware in the Copa del Rey during 2020. After that success, speculation quickly surfaced connecting him with the Premier League. He and his representatives started indicating his appetite for a fresh challenge, and in August 2022, Newcastle smashed their transfer record with a £63 million bid to secure his services at St James's Park. Following almost 3 years at the club, he now links up with Liverpool as one of the globe's finest strikers. Upon his arrival, he said, "It's so exciting. I think it's something difficult to put into words. I think you have to experience it and then explain. I think we all know what Liverpool is about, the fans and what they're about as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting to experience that." Alexander Isak has said farewell to Newcastle United and the club's supporters after completing his British record transfer to Liverpool on deadline day. The striker's move to Anfield was completed late on Monday night, costing the Reds a whopping £125 million. Arne Slot's side had tracked the Sweden international all summer and had failed with a £110 million offer at the start of last month. Newcastle were adamant that Isak was not for sale despite the 25-year-old training alone and not featuring in any of the Magpies' first 3 games of the season. Newcastle's moves for Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart and Joanna Wissa from Brentford paved the way for Isak to replace Florian Wirtz as Liverpool's club record signing. Now on duty with Sweden for their World Cup qualification campaign, Isak has made reference to his former employees on Instagram. "I want to express my gratitude to my teammates, the staff, and above all, the city of Newcastle and all the amazing supporters for the 3 unforgettable years we shared together," he said. "Together, we have written history and brought the club to the place where it truly belongs. It has been an honor to be part of the journey from reaching the Champions League to winning the first trophy in over 70 years. Forever grateful. Thank you, Newcastle." Isak's comments will be received better than those of agent Vlado Lemic. When asked by Jim White on Talk Sport to come on and explain the transfer, the Croatian said, "It's nice when you have someone to be with, but it's even nicer when you know who you'll never be with again." Vlado Lemic, the agent behind Alexander Isak's £130 million British record move to Liverpool, appears to have taken a parting swipe at Newcastle United. A bitter saga came to an end on Monday night. Well, at least we thought it did. When Isak got his wish of making the transfer to Anfield, Isak was regarded as a hero at Newcastle, with one of his 62 goals for the club helping them to end their 70-year trophy drought in March with a 2-1 victory over Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final in March. But the Swede had no hesitation in tarnishing his legacy this summer, after going on strike and releasing a statement attacking the football club. Indeed, Lemic was understood to be behind that too, but Isak was happy to go along with it. Isak has quite literally turned from hero to villain on Tyneside, and the ill feeling was summed up best when a statement by Newcastle confirming the player's exit had no mention of his goals, his achievements, a thank you or well wishes. Like the football club, it seems there is dissatisfaction satisfaction on the player's side too, after his agent sent a cryptic message to talk Sport presenter Jim White this morning. Read on by White live on air. Lemick said, "It's nice when you have someone to be with, but it is even nicer when you know who you will never be with again." If Lemick does mean what everyone thinks he does, then the sentiment is definitely shared by the Magpies, whose whole summer and start to the new Premier League campaign has been dominated by his client's disrespectful actions. Without Isak, Eddie Howe's side were forced to play their opening 3 Premier League matches without an experienced striker, resulting in no wins, 2 draws, and a defeat. To compensate for the loss of Isak, the Magpies signed 2 strikers in the final few days of the summer transfer window, bringing in Nick Woltemade for a club record 69 million and Yoane Wissa for 55 million. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more updates about Liverpool.